Hey, what's up guys? Dempsey here. Okay, hope everyone is happy and safe during their quarantine. I'm gonna bring you a quick little home workout, okay? Very minimal equipment. I have a mat and a towel, but you can make any modifications if you have anything else in your house that will work, or just modifications for your body if you have any injuries. But I'll give easier, harder versions of all the exercises. We'll quickly warm up, and then we will hit a full body circuit. 1 minute for each exercise. We'll take a little break and then we'll hit that again. All right, so let's start warming up, and just standing with your feet hip width apart, you're just going to go into a calf raise like this, and then a calf rock, where you rock your toes back towards your face. So just really coming up onto those big toes like a ballerina. Squeeze those calves at the top, and then pulling your toes up towards your face to work these shin muscles in the front. And anywhere 5 to 10 of these will get you ready. If this is a very problematic area for you, you could do more of them. And then from here, we're just gonna push our hips back and push them forward. So I have my hands on my chest, sternum area. My head is neutral. So when I'm down here, I'm looking at the floor and I'm not looking up like that. So I keep my head in a good neutral position as I move my hips back and forward. And just feel both feet completely down, pushing through the floor, even pressure across your feet, getting those hips moving. And then we will go to our mat, push-up position here, take a big step forward, open up the back with the inside arm, eyes follow the arm, come back and switch sides. So squeezing the butt of the back leg, gripping, grabbing the floor with the toes of the front foot. And you can even start to drop down like so. Get a little more of a stretch in the hips, hamstrings, inner thigh area. And again, anywhere 5 to 10 of these. Once you feel nice and loose. Okay, we're gonna sit here, feet hip width, and just bring both knees over to each side, bringing them as close or even touching the floor on each side, while keeping your hip bones down as much as possible. So getting some good rotation in the hips. And just a couple more. And then we'll activate some key muscles and get this party started. We're gonna do a single leg bridge. One leg straight, abs in tight. We're gonna just do 10 reps here. Squeeze the glutes to lift, control back down. Squeeze and lift. You can always go with an easier two-legged bridge for 20 reps. We're gonna squeeze, down slow. Squeeze, control on the way down. 5 more here. Again, think about that foot completely down on the ground. Squeeze, nice and slow down. Squeeze, control down. 1 more here. And switching the legs. Again, if you were on both legs, just keep going with your bridges. Other side now. Pushing through the floor. And we're thinking active rear delt. We're pressing our arms down into the floor, contracting the back of our shoulder. That's going to help create more tension. 5 more here. Squeeze, slow coming down. Squeeze, slow coming down. 1 more. Awesome. All right. And then finishing up, some core work here. Bird dog, opposite arm and leg. We're gonna bring the hand to the knee and back out and squeeze. We'll go 10 reps on this side with this arm and opposite leg. Again, notice my head is in a neutral position, and I'm keeping that same space between my chin and my chest. Squeeze that glute with that extended leg. We're going 3 more here. Reach out, squeeze. switch sides here. So now the opposite arm, the other arm, and the opposite leg of that arm. Coming in, back out, extend. In, and extend. And I'm really trying to minimize movement happening at my spine. Just that arm and that leg are moving. 4 more here. All right, okay. And we're gonna just finish warming up just with some high knees, just to get our core temperature up. Breathing in through the nose. You can always just make it a slow, controlled march like that, okay? It doesn't have to be anything crazy. But a couple more seconds here. You can even start to pick up some speed, pump the arms with the legs. And we're ready to go, okay? So first circuit, and it's a big circuit because it's gonna work your whole body. We're gonna do a minute per movement, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna do first 3 movements for a muscle group, and then as soon as we get through those 3 movements, we're gonna move on to 3 more movements for a different muscle group. And because we keep switching the muscle groups, we're gonna go taking as short or as little breaks as possible, okay? No breaks is the idea here. So we're gonna start with the legs, and we're gonna start with the legs in the front. So your quads, okay, your thighs. And first move here is a alternating single leg box squat. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna have one foot up like this, and you're gonna slowly come down and then come back up. And you're gonna alternate the leg like so, okay? Now, you could make it harder by just going down on something that's lower, a chair that's lower, or something that's even higher. Say your bed, if it's a high bed, but something higher would be easier. You could also go easier by just kickstanding this back leg and just kind of doing like a B stance squat, just like that, okay? And you just hit 30 seconds of that, and then you would switch the legs, okay? So we'll get this timer going here. Okay, so first movement, here we go. So single leg, alternating box squat. Notice I try to keep that foot off the ground. As I slowly come down and up, take your time going down. Try to take at least 2 to 3 seconds. Nice and controlled on the way down. Sit the butt back and push through that floor. So nice and slow. You see I'm bringing my arms out as a counterbalance. Take your time, nice and controlled. And you got about 25 seconds left. Pushing through the floor there. Breathe. Take your time. Oh, a little weaker on that right side. Push through the floor there. A couple more here. Oh.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Awesome. All right, so we have about 10 seconds. Okay, so the second movement is going to be a 1.5 squat. So on both legs, you're going to squat all the way down, halfway up, back down and up, okay? Let's go. Squat down, half up, back down and up, okay? Easier would just be a bodyweight squat like this. So squat, halfway down, halfway up, back down, and then all the way up. Squat, halfway up, back down, and then up. Squat, halfway down, back up. Squat, halfway up, back down and up. And if you watch me from the side, you can see my hips, knees, ankles bending, but my back, I'm trying to keep the same. Halfway up, back down, and then up. Think about your butt getting to your heels. Really loading up those thighs. We got 18 seconds left, and then we're gonna really start cooking those legs. We got some jump squats going here. I'll give you a modification. You won't have to do any jumping. You just gotta work those legs and get them tired, okay? So we have some jump squats next. Okay, you got 10 seconds here. So your jump squats, you're just squatting down, up, like so. Now you can make it where you just go up on your heels like that. That would be easier. So here we go. Jump squats here. Boom. Boom. And I'm trying to go straight up to the ceiling, At this point with those first two moves, your legs should be cooking. Just keep breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Obviously you could jump a little higher. But if you're thinking straight up to the ceiling, you could jump a little higher if you gotta make it harder. Breathe. In through the nose, out through the mouth. We got 25 seconds. Then the legs get a little break. But you don't get a break because next you have your upper body pushing muscles. So that's gonna be your shoulders, your chest, your triceps. A couple more here. 10 seconds. Butt to the heels. Push to the floor. Push to the floor. Oh my goodness.
3, 2, 1.
Awesome. All right, okay. So, first upper body pushing move is if you could do a handstand push-up, go for it. You can just do a pike push-up like this, lowering down and then back up. Easier would be these power push-aways like that. So I'm gonna go with the pike, hips stay up, I lower down and back up. So keeping my hips up like this is going to focus more on the shoulders. You can always just go with a normal push-up, but we got some rotational push-ups coming up for the chest. But notice with the elbows, we don't want to wing it out there. We want it kind of pointing almost back behind us. Keep those hips up, lower down. Obviously, you don't hit your head against the floor. This exercise is hard enough. You don't need to do that. Now, if you get to a point like me, you can't hit any more of those. Again, you can just go to the easier version, these power push-aways, and just finish off with that. You got a couple more here. All right. Third and final upper body push is gonna be a cobra push-up. So we're here, coming down, up. You can always go on the knees and back like that. So here, down, up, and back. Really hitting those triceps. And again, if you're fatigued, you might go straight to the knees, or then maybe you can squeeze out a couple of straight leg reps. Oh, and then at least even if I just got two, and then I go back to the knees, but I mix in some of those harder reps. But at this point, all those upper body muscles are cooking here. My chest, my shoulders, and now my triceps are getting lit up. Okay, just keep breathing. You can slow down your reps if you're starting to get a little sloppy. The quality of the reps is always gonna be more important than how many you do, okay? One more. All right, and then we're moving on. Okay guys, so we have our third final pushing movement. They are the rotational push-ups. So you're gonna get in a push-up position here. You're gonna come up, rotate like that, come back, rotate. You can do this from the knees like that, but you're gonna really get a good squeeze in that chest by that little rotation at the top. So right there I'm squeezing my right pec, and then here I'm squeezing my left pec. So you just kind of rotate your body to one side at the top and alternate. And again, as you rotate towards the right, you're squeezing the right pec. As you rotate to the left, you're squeezing that left pec. You can bring the knees down like this at any point, but really focus on getting a good squeeze at the top. Oh. And then with the other movements, your upper body muscles are gonna really be cooked at this point. Chest, shoulders, triceps. Okay. There's Luna in the background, and there you go. Okay. So now we have our lower body muscles, but for the posterior, the back of the legs, glutes, hamstrings here. So first one here, if Luna can get out of the way. Luna, watch out, baby. So working the back, you're doing these alternating single leg heel touch squats. So look how I go down slow. I bring both hands to touch that heel, and that forces me to bend over quite a bit, which is gonna really engage the glutes, okay? I could make it easier with just like a step back, like so, less balance demands. And again, you can always go back and forth between the beginner and the advanced version. So you see how many advanced ones you can get, and then you start to work in a couple of beginner ones if it gets too much, or you just completely switch over to the beginning ones here. So a couple more, and then we're going to go right into some sprinter lunges. So not the exact same thing here, but now we're alternating these sprinter lunges, and you can see how I'm forced to, again, bend over. It's not going to hit your legs the way other lunges, normal lunges do, but again, it's going to force those muscles in the back to do some work. Those muscles that we're probably doing a lot of sitting with all this quarantine going on. So just reaching back, reaching towards the floor, and you're working your glutes, your hams, and your lower back will get a little bit of work as well. So just getting a few more here. You got about 20 seconds. You can always just make it easier just going to here. So you see I'm going just to the knee. That's a little easier, less range of motion. We got a couple more, and then we're gonna hit these sprinter lunges with plyo mixed in, okay? So a couple seconds. So the sprinter plyo lunges here, you're same thing now, but now we're really exploding up. And I can make it easier by just coming up higher. So that would be a little easier. Harder would be like this, where you can see I'm really trying to stay much closer to the ground. Whew. And that gets everything going here. So again, higher up, like this, a little easier, but again, working all those muscles in the back, okay? So, keep it going here. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, push through the floor. Just work that glute, work that glute, work that glute. Oh, home workouts. Pushing, pushing, pushing. All those muscles need is a little stimulus. And you'll keep those gains. You won't lose that progress. A couple more here. Pushing through the floor. Pushing through the floor. Pushing through the floor. All right, so that's it for the posterior chain muscles in the back of the legs. Now we're hitting the upper body muscles in the back. We're gonna quickly take this towel and we're just gonna roll it up. I probably should have had this ready. But you can see it doesn't have to be perfect. We're gonna take an underhand grip and just get into this bent row position. My battery's low. So you have your towel here, your underhand grip, and you're just performing a bent over row. Just like this. And again, most people probably have a towel in their house, but you can take anything. You can take a duffel bag, fill it up with books, and have a good weight there to row. Anything will work here. Here I'm just taking this towel, creating a lot of tension in my back, pulling at the ends of the towel. I'm squeezing my entire back, my lats, my mid upper back, all squeezing, because I'm trying to rip this towel apart. Squeeze here, head is in a good neutral position. Okay, we have a couple seconds. And then next, we're going to do some couch pullovers. So you're gonna grab under your couch, Luna, watch out, and you're making this motion even though your arms are not moving. You're making this motion to pull your legs up. So you're pulling down on the couch, okay? And that is going to engage your back. Now you might look at this and think, oh, this is an ab exercise. Not necessarily, but your abs will be doing something. But the idea is you're trying to pull the arms down against the couch, which is not moving, unless you're really, really strong. And that is engaging those back muscles called your lats. Okay, so just pull down on that couch, pull down with those arms, and try to engage those muscles in your back. You might start to get some abs, but for the most part, you should feel the back working. So a couple seconds here, you're already in position for the last exercise, back widows. You're gonna take your arms, lay down, and make this motion with your back against the floor. So I'm lying on my back, my knees are bent, and I'm coming up like this. And you can see it's a small motion, but it's enough to get some work in my mid upper back, my rhomboids, my mid traps. So you're just focusing on right in the middle of your back. It looks like a crunch. It is not a crunch. You are driving your arms down into the floor, and that's what's bringing you up those couple inches there. Squeeze right in the middle of your back. If you feel any tension in your neck, just put your tongue up against the roof of your mouth, and those neck muscles will get stronger. Drive those elbows back, okay, and squeeze. Squeeze. Last one here. Oh, sorry. So we have our 3 core abdominal movements. First one, reverse corkscrews. Your legs are up. You're gonna lift your butt up and turn to the side. Come back down, lift, turn the other way. So just lifting up and then kind of turning like you're showing your butt to one side of the room, which sounds really bad. And then the other side, just like that. You can switch these for any abdominal movement. Control. So curl that butt, turn to the side. Couple more here. Oh man. So next, you're gonna flip over. You're gonna do these Black Widow knee slides. So from this plank position, you draw the knee in and then come up. And then you alternate. Knee in and hollow out. Knee in, hollow out. Knee in, lift yourself up. Knee in, lift yourself up. Woo. Keep breathing in and then up. In and then up. In and then up. Easier, just holding this plank position. That would be easier. Okay, oh. Whew. Keep it working here, breathe. Head neutral position. Just stare. If you got a little pool of sweat in front of you, just look at that pool of sweat there. Yeah. Whew. Great abdominal core movement. Do not let the hips sag, collapse, head neutral. Couple seconds here. And then we have our, I believe, our third final movement. Levitation crunches. So you're flipping over, you're lying on your back, knees are bent, and you're levitating up. So you can see I'm not doing a full-on crunch. Crunches get a bad rep, and too many rounding crunches can be an issue. But you see here, I'm not crunching too much, but boy, are my abs working. So you crunch, you are crunching, but it's more of like your body levitating up and then control down. Levitate up. What's up, Luna? Control down. Levitate up. Control down. Whew. Boom. Control down. Control down. So we've got one move left in this circuit here. Pick it up. Control down. Okay, so last move. Also hitting the core, but kind of a corrective move. The angels and devils. You're lying on your back. Your feet are lifted. Your glutes are squeezed. And you're gonna just bring your arms over your head and back. So your feet are off the ground, you're lifting your quads off the floor, squeezing your glutes, and when the arms come back in front, you're trying to have your hands as high as you can. So, and you guys will get in touch with me if there's any movements you didn't get a good angle on. I will record a separate tutorial video showing better angles of that particular movement. But this is really hitting, again, all those muscles in the back. Your entire backside here, your glutes, your upper, middle, lower back, the back of your shoulders, all working here. Again, head is neutral. Squeeze. Oh, okay. And that is the circuit. So, I don't know if you can see, I got a pretty good sweat going on. I would take at least 2 minutes, more like 3 minutes, and then repeat this for 2 rounds or even 3 rounds if you're really, really fit. 2 rounds for most people will be plenty, but I have clients that are hitting 3 rounds of this. But a minute each movement, okay? Back to back to back to back, as with as little rest as possible. Maybe watch the video a couple times, get the movements down, and then just attack it. Again, leave me any comments, any feedback if you need a separate video on any of the movements if the angle wasn't right. Stay safe, take care, love you guys, and that's it, peace. Whew.